Hello, Summit folks. Here we are again on video, and I hope to see you in person soon. It's been almost 3 months now. We're going to make a video today with just stretching and deep breathing. No balance, no strength. Just a really relaxing breathing, deep breathing and stretching video. You need a chair, and that's about it. We don't need anything else today. Work at your own pace. If you feel that you don't want to go upside down when we're going upside down, that kind of thing, you can just sit and watch that exercise. You can skip what you need to skip. Okay, I'm going to put the music on. Some nice relaxing music. We're going to start in a standing position. Behind your chair, you can hang on with a couple fingers. I'm going to have you cross your right foot behind your left and just soften your knees. Soften your left leg. So from behind it looks like this. Right behind your left, and then soften your left leg. We're going to take our right arm up. You'll probably all remember this. Start to lean over to your left side gently. Relax your shoulder. Take a nice big deep breath. We're going to hold each stretch for 5 breaths. That was number 1. Dropping the right hip. Keep the chest open and start reaching up over the body a little further. This is stretching your low back and through the side of your torso. Last breath, and we'll bring it back down. So uncrossing, left behind the right. If you want to switch sides so you can hang on to the chair, or you can just face your chair. Facing your chair is just fine, okay? So the left arm goes up, and we're going to start to drop over to the right side. And keep that chest open, elbow up toward the ceiling. Looks like this. But you're hanging on to your chair or in front. Another big deep breath. Drop the hip a little further. Stretching the torso and deep into your low back. It's called your quadratus lumborum muscle. One more breath. Okay, nice and tall. If your arms start to fall asleep, lots of times when the arm's up over the head, we kind of pinch some nerves and the arm can start to fall asleep. What you can do then, we'll do it again here, is just drop it and bend the elbow. It still might happen, and then you can bring it down behind you. The focus is not the shoulder as much as it is here, stretching your back. Let's take a couple deep breaths, keep the chest open. Whether the arm is behind you or up over the head, try to keep the chest open. And just keep dropping that right hip out. My left leg is slightly bent so I can hold my weight on more of the left leg. Right leg kind of there as a stilt, basically. Right? And the other side, so you're crossing left behind the right. And starting to drop the left hip out. Arm can come up and over. You're hanging onto the chair. Rotating the chest open and the shoulder back. You can bring the arm back behind you if that feels better. Another couple breaths. And standing tall. And we'll uncross our legs. Okay? I'll face you again. We're going to do our quad stretch, which is that tough one to get in and out of. Grabbing your pants down here, and then bringing your heel behind you. If you can grab your foot, that's even better. Get a bigger stretch. Keeping a hold of the chair. Keep your body up nice and tall. Okay. My rib cage is up, so I'm not crunched over. That kind of takes away from the stretch. You want to open up front of your thigh and the front of your hip. That's the focus here. And these muscles get a lot of work as we walk a lot. We're trying to walk more, right? And if you're hunched over in kind of a slouch position while we sit, or even seated, these muscles get tight. And then they also, if you're using a walker, they're tight because you're kind of rounded over. So we need to open up our front. Take a big deep breath. Holding these a little longer than we were doing in class before because we have the timer, only stretching today. Okay? Let's do the other side. Give you a minute to get over there. And then when you can join us if you can grab your foot, great, or the pants leg like this, and push the hip open in the front. Push the buttocks forward, that stretches the hip a little bit more. Do two on each side, just like with the first stretch. The first stretch was called a QL stretch, or quadratus lumborum stretch. This one's called a quad stretch. So 2 Qs, believe it or not. Quadratus and quad. Again, nice big deep breath. Try to get 4 or 5 deep breaths in to your belly. We're going to talk about our breathing in a moment here, but for right now, just try to keep your breath bigger than normal, bigger than a shallow breath. Pushing my hip forward. I'm leaning over to my side a little bit because I have really tight hip flexors, so I need a little extra stretch. And why are mine so tight? Because we have all hills here, and I do a lot of speed walking on the hills, which is hard on your hip flexors. Okay, one more time, second side. Nice and tall. Push the hip forward. Yourself upright is probably a better choice for you rather than falling over to the side, because then we can kind of lose our form. So just keep yourself upright. Open the chest. Take a seat. Back just a little bit. And still focusing in on the hip area. That was torso, that was low back and front of the hip, back of the hip. Now we're going to get the side of the hip. So as we cross, you all know this one's called the Taylor sit. Cross your left over your right, sitting up tall. Lift the chest up over your lap. Close your eyes. And now I want you to think about the breath. About your favorite place to sit and relax. Maybe it's in a recliner or by the window or outside on a bench. And just kind of envision yourself there in your own little space. Nobody's bothering you. And you have time to stretch and breathe deeply. And as you breathe, fill up your belly with the breath so you can get the breath down to your hips. You envision a big triangle on your belly. The bottom of your belly is the bottom of the triangle. Try to get the breath down to the bottom of the triangle. One more breath. That exaggerated breath, so important to help relax your whole system. Brings your blood pressure down, brings the heart rate down, clears the cortisol and the adrenaline from our system, so helps reduce the stress. The stress hormones. I'm getting a phone call. The dentist's office. Maybe they're going back to business. Maybe we'll return to some normalcy here. Okay, back to stretching. All right, lift the chest, and you're going to feel that stretch in your low back and the hip of the bent leg. Take another deep breath and lean into that lap a little more, keeping your back flat, kind of upright, so you're not slouched over. do it one more time. Back to the left leg up. Roll your ankle for the beginning of this stretch. See how I'm lifting through the chest so I'm not slouched over. Try to lift tall, smile. Be very grateful you can exercise at this point, left and right with the foot. And then just leaning into the lap with a straight back. Find that hip muscle again. Big deep breath into your triangle, the bottom of the triangle. Stretches are being held for about 45 to 60 seconds. Shoulder blades back, chest open, leaning into it. If it bothers your knee, hang on to the knee and pull it towards you. If your knee feels just fine, you can even press down on the leg a little bit and get a bigger stretch. This is for the hip, remember. And you can also angle towards your foot. We've done that before, and that gets a little more torque on the hip. Deep breaths into that triangle. Nice and tall. Okay, I'm going to have you slide forward to the front of your chair. Left leg comes out front, flex the toe, chest lifted. Weight goes down on the right leg. Really pull that left toe towards you. If you can reach it, that's even better. Long neck, long back, chest out over that thigh. And that's calf and hamstring. Another couple deep breaths into the belly. Slow your breathing down here, okay? No shallow breaths. Exaggerate your breathing. Pulling that right leg up now towards you. Pull the toe towards you. Chest up over the thigh. Relax on that bent leg. Breathing into the belly. A little tougher when we're leaning forward because we're kind of squashing the torso. Relax your shoulders. Relax your head. Hamstring give after a little while. Go a little further. Push the ground away with that bent leg. One more time. Toes flexed, chest up tall. Close your eyes. If you can't reach the toe, that's okay. Soften the knee just a little bit and really lift up. Press forward into that stretch. You can feel the calves and your hamstrings. 3 more deep breaths into the belly. Last one. And you can inhale at least 5 seconds and exhale 5 seconds. That makes each breath 10 seconds. And if we do 5 of them, that brings us to 50 seconds. So it's tough and it takes some thought, but I think we can do it. 5-second inhale. 5-second exhale. Keep stretching through that hamstring, so keep lifting the chest and moving forward. Couple more slow breaths. Okay, push the ground away. Up nice and tall. I'm going to have you peek around, look behind back, looking in the back seat of the car. And up tall, let's do that again. Chest lifted, chin leads, and then look behind. Just holding these for a couple breaths. It's kind of hard to hold that for 5 breaths. Keep rotating, looking behind. Back to the center and slide forward on your chair again. This time shoulders are back on the back of the chair. And you all have a headrest, like a back to the chair, and have you put your base of your skull, occipital ridge right there, on the back of the chair. And as you tilt your head back and forth, you get a nice massage for that ridge. There's all kinds of muscle insertion there, and they're just sort of working overtime with our neck and our shoulders, holding the weight of our head up. It was really great. Get a massage going in the back of the neck. I don't have the back of the chair, so I'm pretending my fingers are the back of the chair. It's really good. Hands can be down here, they don't need to be back, right? Just enjoying occipital ridge massage. Now keep your head steady, folks. If you like it back on the back, that's fine. I don't have one, so I'm bringing my chin forward. And I have you open your legs up to the right. Remember these? Separate your feet as big as you can. Get this one way back out of the way. And open up the chest. Pull your shoulder blades back, and that's a stretch for the front of the hip again. Big inhales and exhales. Use the back of the chair to support your head. I wish I had a normal chair. Okay, knees are up. We're going to bring them over to the other side, and we're still breathing deep. Slide that right leg out of the way. Hands can be across the belly, and shoulders are relaxed back, head back. Getting the breath down into your hips again. It's called triangular breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, because you're getting your diaphragm down a little further and getting the lungs expanded. It's also called triangle diaphragmatic, and it's just called belly breathing, belly breath. If all else fails, go to some belly breaths and kind of readjust our position, our attitude, kind of get a new perspective going. Because lots of times we create our own stress, don't we? Let's do it one more time. Knees are over to the right side. Shoulder blades back. I'm going to let you keep going with that. I'm going to check our time, okay? Enjoy front of the hip stretch, checking our time on camera. Okay, and up and over to the second side, last one. Away from the back of the chair with your glutes. Head is on the back of the chair. To the front. Okay. Let's sit up, slide yourself in. I'm going to have us bring our knuckles up and start a temple massage. We're not done yet. We still have 10 minutes to go, and we're going to end with our shoulders and neck. But right now I want us to take a break massage in the meantime. Find the tension in your temple area, behind your ears, maybe right outside the eyebrows, maybe it's up toward the top of your head. At the same time, we're still breathing deeply. Find those sensitive spots where you tend to hang on to your stress and your tension. I want you to stay right there and give it a good blood flow by bringing blood with our knuckles. Do that circular massage. It helps to just bring some good blood flow to the area, releases the tension in the muscle. We have lots of muscles in our head, believe it or not. These get tight from clenching our teeth, chewing, grinding our teeth, anger, also just from squinting and our general expressions of our face. Take your time, find those tension areas. Still searching, still moving the knuckles around. How about the crown of the head where we would wear a hat? There's some muscles up there. Okay, and relax the hands in your lap. I'm going to have you interlace the fingers. Start into the shoulders here. Open up the chest. A little bit of an arch in the back. And we'll bring it back through. Turn the hands out. Okay, this is more of a moving stretch. Take it up and see how far back you can bring those elbows. Maybe they're behind the ears. Maybe you're not quite there. Arthritic frozen shoulders. You might only be here, right? Take a big deep breath, arch your upper back and see if you can exaggerate it a bit. Something's kind of painful, don't go through the pain, just go up to the pain. But we want to push that range of motion because otherwise we just keep losing that range of motion. So you want to push with your own stretch here. It's not going to hurt yourself. It's not like somebody's pushing you. It's not like you have a heavy weight pushing you. Just the right arm up and back. Circle back. Again, up. These are very slow. Exaggerate the slowness. So good. Other side. Sitting tall, kind of arching that back a little bit. Time with the fingers interlaced. Look toward the ceiling. And we're going to bring it down and then look down, chin down. Interlace the fingers and then press the hands out. Bringing it up. The chin is with this time, up to the ceiling. You can feel how it's just kind of beyond what we would do in our daily activity, right? As we might stand or sit. Do it again. Your feet are right underneath your knees so they're not too far out or too far in. And back down. One last time. Palms are facing out. And as much as you can do, arch that back. Tension. Now just a shoulder roll back. Very slowly. Really slow. Just 3 rolls. drop your chin to the chest. It's just a gentle tilt back and forth, right and left. You might find that tension already in the back of your neck. Those are your trapezius muscles back here, the big ones that like to hang on to our tension. Right, when you tilt it to the right, you feel it on the left. When you tilt it to the left, you feel it on the right. Okay, we're gonna look down at the belly button. Bring the chin up to neutral. Chin to the ceiling. Smile. Again, sitting tall, good posture. One more time, drop that chin down. Down at your belly button, stretching the back of the neck. Back into neutral, chin to the ceiling. Exaggerate the slowness, folks, okay? Back to neutral. I'm gonna have you drop down, tilt the jaw to the collarbone on the left side, and get comfy with it. Really just hang there, pull that chin down toward the collarbone. Half circle through the middle so that you're right to right. Right jaw to the right collarbone, drop it down, tuck it in. Again, semicircle to the left. Hold it down, tuck it in. Take that big deep breath, folks. Muscles love oxygen. Don't worry about the timer. I buffered it a couple minutes. And over to the right. Tuck it in. So the left side of the neck stretch. And then looking down at the belly button again. Okay. Back up to neutral as long as you can make your neck. Good posture. Ears are over your shoulders. Shoulders are over your hips. Now jut your chin forward so it's like this. It's bad posture. It's called forward head. And now bring it back in. Feels good. Again, jutting forward. And back into good posture. One last time. Jut forward. And now, holding in good posture, we're going to hold a little longer than the jut because this is where we want to be. We don't want to be forward head. We want to be straight up and down. Breathing deeply into your belly, still. Feet are about shoulder width apart, folks. I'm going to have you bring your elbows down to your thighs. Look down through your hands. And we're going to end with our forward fold, so kind of working towards your feet. If you're not quite there, maybe you're at your shins. Hang on to the top of your socks. Wherever you're at, take that deep breath, letting the low back just relax. If you're down at the floor, that's great. Hang right there, let gravity pull you down. Back to your thighs, we're walking it back up, all the way up to the ceiling. Arms up, and open up the chest, and arms back down. One more big deep breath in, pull the fingers together at the top, and look to the ceiling, arch in the back. Grateful we can do this, and bring it back to neutral. Shoulders roll down and push them away from the ears. Good posture. Thank you for being here today, folks. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.